Jai Hind students, we are going to discuss and elaborate the previous portions and going to start the new topics. That is just we can see what is the meaning of microeconomics we had studied earlier. Economics is the study of the human behavior which is concerned with the allocation of scarce resources in such a manner that consumers can maximize their satisfaction and producers can maximize their profits and society can maximize its welfare. So scarce resources, next we are going to look into. Scarce resources means that country has limited resources, therefore cannot produce all the commodities people wish to have. So that is, the country is scarce of resources or limited resources, so it cannot produce as per the wants of the people or the wish of the people. So that's known as scarce resources. Next is we had divided the economics into two branches. So you know that which in our economics is divided into two branches. First one microeconomics, second one macroeconomics. So micro division was first propounded by Ragnar Frisch in 1933. Economists who split the economics into two branches. So it's for general knowledge of yours. So next we had discussed about microeconomics. What is it? It is that part of economic theory which deals with the economic behavior of individuals or individual units of the economic system, such as individual households, firms, industries, etc. We are going to study the individual units in microeconomics, and in macroeconomics studies the aggregate and averages related to the whole economy, such as aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, general price level, total employment, etc. are studied here. Difference between macro and microeconomics. Basic differences are microeconomics studies the economic behavior of individual units, and macroeconomics it studies the economic behavior of the economy as a whole. Focus of study in microeconomics: price determination and allocation of resources, and in macroeconomics determination of level of national income and employment. Tools: demand and supply in microeconomics, and macroeconomics aggregate demand and aggregate supply are the tools. Method of study: practical equilibrium analysis is studied in microeconomics part, and macroeconomics part general equilibrium analysis is studied. Alternative name: price theory is the alternative name of microeconomics, and income employment theory is the short name of macroeconomics. Going to study is nature of economic analysis. Economics has developed along two lines: as positive economics and as normative economics. First, as positive economics. Positive economics deals with economic issues or economic behavior related to past, present, or future. So it's related to past, present, or future of economic issues that are going to happen and going on happening and going to be happen. So it deals with such economic situations which can be studied by using facts and figures. So it's on the basis of the data available. For example, for India is overpopulated. So it's an example. Prices have been rising in India. India has 20% population living below the poverty line. So all the observations are elements of positive economics. So it's a happening, happened, and going to happen. Second is as normative economics. Normative economics deals with the things as they ought to be or they should be. So normative economics is they ought to be or they should be. So its objectives is to determine norms or aims. For example, rich people should be taxed more. Free education should be given to the poor children. Interest-free loans should be given to the poor farmers. So all these observations are elements of normative economics. Nature of economic analysis. Economics has developed along two lines, positive and normative economics. Positive economics explaining the economy and normative economics is improving the economy. So we will improve the economy and we will preserve the economy. So what's the difference between positive and normative economics? Positive economics meaning it deals with the things as they are. So as they are we can predict. So next, normative economic, it deals with the things as they ought to be. Second, relations based upon real facts related to individual opinions. Verification can be verified from real world. Normative economics ideal in nature therefore cannot be verified. Next, positive economics pure and neutral towards the ends, and normative economics suggestive and optimum in nature. That is, we can suggest that is what is going to happen.